So this video came across my path. Well, this one's even better than you think, okay? So this video is from Anthony Padilla. I don't know, whatever.
Padilla.
He's a YouTube guy. So he went around and he interviewed a bunch of different people with this totally real disease, dissociative identity disorder, also known as multiple personality disorder. By the way, AG clipped our last thing when we talked about what's her face, Jeff. What was her name? Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, whatever her name was. And there's
Kyle.
There's already people that are doing the same thing every time we talk about it. It's pay attention. It's actually real.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
Listen, I know you love that girl and everything, and that's fine, but it's not real.
She's a liar.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry. I've loved liars before, too. There've been plenty of times in my life I went, hey, bro, she's got a real issue, all right, man?
I've met some of them.
And then you get older and you go, no, she's full of shit. Stop it.
So this is him interviewing a few people that have this disease. Mm-hmm. Let's check it out.
Dissociative identity disorder, once called multiple personality disorder, is a disorder in which a person alternates between one or more alternate personalities that function with separate memory and awareness and adapt with amnesia between them.
In a way of removing all consequences and responsibility from your life.
Correct.
Detailed account of DID can be traced back to 1791, when a German woman began speaking perfect French and behaving like a French aristocrat, despite never having learned French or even...
That's impossible. That is a 1791 folktale. You cannot speak a language you haven't learned. Your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain, how can... You're describing magic. You're describing magic. How can you speak a language you've never learned?
You would still have to have the origin, like, materials in your brain to be able to use those materials.
Of course.
You can't just go like, oh, yeah, I just know French now.
Even having been to France. Although appearing extremely rare to the general public...
Can I ask you a question? What if, and I know I'm speaking crazy talk, but what if she was just a woman who taught herself French and was highly unsatisfied with her life and then just decided that she could convince people that she's somebody else? What if this white woman from 1700s
Germany
was just being a typical white woman? If I'm just looking at Occam's razor, right, it makes more sense to me that some dopey was just unhappy and decided to make up a fantastic tale. And then, of course, back then, you could pull off a scam like that and people would go, oh, my God, this is the craziest shit ever. But like Royce said, if you believe that she just knew French suddenly, you're actually believing in magic. That's the best way to describe it. You're believing. It's magic.
Having been to France. Although appearing extremely rare to the general public, it's estimated
100% of people with disease are YouTubers. For what? It's weird. It's weird,
Very
right?
odd.
How many of them are
Very odd.
YouTubers?
that between 1 to 3% of the global population may have this disorder. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'm going to be sitting down.
Oh my God, I hate him. I first of all, I hate
this guy.
I hate clean Rob Gavigan. I hate his guts.
He needs more bracelets.
Looks like if you hose down Rob Gavigan.
Yeah. Hose him up, give him a nice cleaning.
It looks like Rob Gavigan and Ryan Long got in a teleporter and came out.
Oh, you're right.
One of those Star Trek episodes.
It's Rob Long.
It's
Ryan Gavigan.
Yeah, it's the Rob Long, the Ryan Long, Rob Gavigan Tuvix episode.
I love it. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
And they're like, dude, I can't figure it out if I'm a gay guy or a gay guy.
Yeah, but unlike Tuvix, I don't care if he dies.
Hey, you know what, dude? I don't know. Listen, man, I can't figure out if I'm a gay guy with substance abuse issues or a different gay guy with substance abuse issues.
People are saying,
I can't figure it out.
People are saying he's half of Smoosh. I don't know what Smoosh is. You could keep repeating Smoosh to me. It doesn't mean I'm going to know what it is.
They know.
What is Smoosh?
I have no idea.
Is it some YouTube thing that I'm aware of?
No idea. He is the guy from Smosh. They keep saying, I don't know.
Smosh? Smoosh?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I don't know what that is, man. Sorry.
You kids and your Smosh and your fucking Capri Suns. Sick of it. Get real tired of you.
And you fucking Heelys.
Really tired of this shit. With your soaping. And your fucking
people are.
And your hoodies.
Smosh, Smoosh, Smosh.
No,
What the fuck do I care? Anyway. #1 YouTubers at one point. That's fine. Fair enough. Look, man, I got to tell you, the YouTube I watch is old wrestling documentaries, OSW, and Angry Video Game Nerd. That's pretty much it. So,
people who dissociate into fragmented identities to learn the truth behind this heavily
I hate this guy. I fucking hate him.
I bet you people love him too.
No, I know. But you know what? It's because insincere is what people are used to now. Like energetic and insincere works. Like that's very... It's what young people want for some reason, and I'm like, I can read somebody's insincerity like immediately, and this guy is so fake. I want to strangle him.
Disorder. Does DID access hidden capabilities and skills within the brain, allowing
no?
Next
End
question.
This should be a 55-second
Next question,
video,
please.
people to harness brain power in a way others simply aren't capable of? Or does it keep them feeling bogged down and restricted from participating in normality? Are they openly proud of their disorder? Or has the media's portrayal of DID forced them to live a life of alienation,
you know what he is?
And solitude?
He's talking like a dude who just did like the first 3 fat rails of the night. Like you just sat down and you're like, yeah, you guys got a little blow, and you're like, yeah, you guys doing some shit. And you start breaking out some lines, and he does 2 big ones right away. This is that first coke rush of the night. He's like, oh, who knows? Who knows? Do they have like hidden capabilities or something? And then like, are they proud? Are they proud? Are they proud of this disease? And let me ask you this. What if we got together and we started a talent management company, right? And we just get all these people and they got disassociated disorder. And what if we get them out there? We can make millions.
I said I was Uber Eating's Hooters. I asked you if you wanted something.
You're like, all right, dude, can you put your shirt back on?
Fucking Christ. This guy's done more coke than Macho Man.
He's so fired up, man.
Too worried of what their presence will unleash in others.
He's talking the way like an up-and-coming actor doing Hamlet, but like in a community theater in Topeka.
Okay, I feel you. I was gonna say he has the cadence of a slam poet.
Yeah, there you
like
go.
He's
I like
not
that,
doing
yeah.
slam poetry, but he's doing the thing that like, you know, when a guy like does it, like goes to an open mic, but he's like, I do poetry. And he breaks out his little notebook and he starts doing that, like, you know, she's sad, so sad because of her dad. You know, like when he starts doing all the like that's what he's doing right now. I hate this guy so much. I hate him. Whoever found him, thank you. Forget the disassociated thing. Please sub this. We got to find more shit he's done. Because I bet you this guy's got some fucking gold on his channel.
That's true. We haven't even got to the DID stuff yet.
Fuck the DID. It's this guy. I'm obsessed with him.
So I spent the day with dissociative identity disorder.
Hi, Amanda.
Of course it's a woman. Oh, God.
Hi, the Redwoods.
Oh, okay.
What? It's the Redwoods. Their name is the Redwoods.
That's not a name.
It
That's
is.
a geographical location.
Their name is
That
the
is
Redwoods.
a geographical location, I believe, in California.
It's Susan Redwoods. You don't like the Redwoods? I mean, which one of her personalities don't you like? You haven't
How
even met
many
him.
does she have? All of them.
Wait till you see.
Wait, can you go back to the glamour shot? She's cute. Could you?
Yeah, that's the DID.
Oh, the DID. Yeah, she is cute. Objectively.
Hi, the Redwoods.
Why is Review Bra trans now?
Review Bra, or she looks like the chick that just did the movie with David Spade. Whenever they need the nerdy chick in something.
Okay, yes. A little bit of Corey Feldman in there too.
Nin.
Hi.
This is the one we normally.
Yeah, this is the one we cover.
Thank
She's
you
like, I'll
so
get away
much.
with it because I'm attractive. If you were a fat pig, nobody would put up with your shit. They'd be like, look, I don't give a fuck how many personalities you got. I want the same one coming into work every day or you're fired. Okay, fatty?
For coming out and teaching me about the wondrous world of dissociative identity disorder.
And to me, there's so much to learn.
What do you consider yourself? Someone with dissociative identity disorder? Someone with multiple alters?
An attention whore.
A white woman who's broken.
So
You notice there's not a lot of guys with this, right?
Well, that guy.
There's not a lot of men with this disorder. You notice that? Like, you ever notice that, like, you know, if a white woman murders somebody, then they'll go, I have multiple personalities. There was another one. It's insanity. Like, men will get arrested for murder, and they'll go, so I found out he was sleeping with my wife, and I caved his fucking skull in with a rock I found in his driveway. End of story. You know, like, we're not creative enough to come up with these weird outs for things where it's like, oh, it was my other evil twin personality. Guys will just go, yeah, he was fucking my wife. I went to his house. I waited for him to get home from work. I beat him to death in his driveway, and then I drove home. And they're like, okay, well, you're under arrest.
We identify as we, and we identify as multiple.
Of course.
Sometimes we say we have DID. Sometimes we say we're plural, but multiple is the main word.
How much attention do you need? You know, like...
Hey, Rob, would you?
There was a time in society where you couldn't be this. You would just die. Seriously.
You'd be in the pile of other Spartan babies at the bottom of a fucking cliff.
We're too coddled. Like, we're too, as a society now, it's like, we like understand that even as recently as 100, 200 years ago, we lived in such an unforgiving world that nobody had the time to be this. Nobody had the excess time and energy to be this way. It just wasn't so. You either stopped being a we, stop thinking you're an alien, and start cutting firewood, or you would be consumed by the cold winter. That's the way it was. And now we're just indulged to the point where we prefer to be we, and we are spiritual entity. It's like, no, you're not. You're just I'm going to assume collects disability on some level.
That we use.
I consider myself being part of a DID system. So you could say somebody with dissociative identity disorder, or if you wanted to refer to us collectively, it would be saying that I'm part of a system of alters.
By the way, this chick is obviously, we said where she's fuckable, but talk about a fucking dice roll, man.
Oh, yeah, of
like,
course.
that's something, you would talk anybody you cared about out of that. Like, yeah, I'm going to go back over with this chick. No, you're not. No, you're not. Do not do this to yourself.
Explain what having DID entails.
Yeah, so having DID means that as a child, your personality was unable to.
It's weird how she's
develop
just normal
into
here.
one singular.
How that just worked out. She's just normal. It's odd to me that, like, for instance, you notice Kyle didn't get invited, right? Because people don't want to watch.
Well, Kyle's on a no-fly list.
People don't want to watch somebody who looks like a 13-year-old boy with a hat and a leather jacket on in a video. They got to sex it up. They need something good for the thumbnail. So go get me the regular disassociated girl. I don't want the fucking... Can't have any of the weird alts. Can't have any of the dudes. We need to sell this video. So they got her all, oh, it's just me. Hello.
You don't want her 50-year-old Pakistani alt?
You know what I mean? Like, you just notice that we got the good one. By the way, sorry, Dave Spurgman in the chat. Jodi Arias had a healthier personality.
Body as a child starts off with an unintegrated personality, and at around the ages of between 7 to 9 in normal development. But if there is repeated or severe trauma before that age, then the brain can say, whoa, I can't deal with this.
Is that
this
scientific?
cannot be my life.
Well, see, what they do is just like when they say, like, they roll out these people, one scientist, there's like one or two scientists that'll be like, no, she's telling the truth. But the medical community as a whole has already said there's no way to prove this. You cannot do you can't do a brain scan. You can't do a scientific experiment to prove that these people aren't just lying.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like, there's things you can do for other, like, anxiety disorders, for instance. They can put you in a fucking MRI machine and try to trigger your panic attacks. And if they trigger your panic attacks in an MRI machine, your brain just springs to life. Like, certain areas start coming to life, the bad areas. And they can actually do a whole scan and then show you, yeah, you know, when we brought this up, you started breathing differently, and then look at your brain here. It turned a reddish, you know what I mean? Like, they'll show you that. There is no DID. There's no brain change. Like, Royce, there's nothing going on. It's made up.
And we would not be able to survive if I was
And
aware
I
of
like the
this.
way she
So
explains it. This is like your brain is saying like, whoa, dude, I can't handle this.
Is that
in
that's
it.
scientific success?
But it's like she's talking like the doctor from Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, man, your brain is just saying like, whoa, fuck, dude. Can't do all this.
Don't worry, my wife's tarded and she's a pilot now.
Lots of people are tarded. They're living really pitching lives now.
trauma, along with the ability to dissociate to a high level and having disorganized attachments to your primary caregivers, prevents one personality from fully integrating.
Mike Lutz in the chat says Anthony Padilla is a beloved YouTuber, incredible actor and interviewer. Doesn't take much for these guys to get jealous of others' success. Sad.
Who said that?
Mike, you left out. You forgot.
Yeah, you forgot that part.
You left that one out too.
Who said that?
Yeah,
Mike who?
Mike Lutz.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know Mike Lutz, the guy who's always here, always hanging out.
Oh yeah.
The Mike Lutz,
Oh,
the guy.
Mike Lutz.
Yeah, you know the guy that everybody in the community knows. Everybody went, "Oh no, man, you guys are losing Mike."
He's an established YouTube. Yeah, Nickel Band's an established band. Doesn't mean I want to fucking watch them play, asshole.
Yeah. You know what? You know who one of the most successful pitchmen in history was? Jared Fogle. So
that.
fucking eat a dick. He was beloved too at one point.
The amnesia that goes up to keep that trauma away. And that's why if you have DID, you have multiple personalities rather than one singular one.
For us, like when we first started figuring it out, someone thought they were the only person for like a long time. Right?
What? What's the problem?
That's somebody that has no friends.
That's not Scott Pressler?
That's kind of a little Scott Pressler too.
I thought it was Scott
I'm
Pressler.
saving black people for Trump.
Right. Like as most people think,
Yeah, with his mouth and butt.
oh, I'm just the only
'Cause
person in
that's
this
the norm.
body.
I've been out here all day sucking black dicks and telling people to vote for Trump. It's hard to forget when you see that Trump hat bobbing on your dick.
People would identify with normal.
Right. They're like, yeah, of course, there's only one person, right?
Right.
And you start to think like, what could this be? Am I?
And by the
am
way,
I
for the
possessed?
record, whoever
Am I-
said the whole like, this guy's a beloved actor in a YouTube. Yeah, fake people are usually beloved. Like, if you want to be one of these people that just indulges everybody and is just like, yeah, oh, you have that? I accept that answer. Hey, let me bring you on and indulge you for an hour. Like, you know what? If that's your kind of thing, enjoy that. But yes, I don't know if you realize fake people are generally more well-liked because they're like, hey, I believe you, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, it's either the fucking bullshit.
People are pointing out that the Smosh guy is also the guy that gave a softball interview to Susan when he interviewed her from YouTube.
Is he?
Yep.
You want people to know if that's true.
Yeah. I actually Googled spirit possession when it got really strong.
Whoa.
Yeah. Fortunately, this was like 2012.
Yeah.
There was some article that was like spirit possession versus dissociative identity
Oh, so
disorder,
that-
and I was
You diagnose. Okay, sorry. These fucking people diagnose themselves, and we're supposed to fucking sit here and
Yes.
take them seriously?
Yeah. By the way, we're done. We're done culturally. It's over. Like, there's no more. There is no. Everybody's allowed to self-diagnose, and nobody else is allowed to question anybody or hold anybody's feet to the flames on any issue. That's the way it is now. That's our lives. Our lives are now, I'm living in a spirit body, and you need to accept that. And it's like, okay. And it's like, if you question me, you're a fucking bigot and you will lose your YouTube channel.
was like looking at that, and then I went to a therapist, and they were like, "Yep."
Were you stoked that you were not possessed by a spirit?
I don't know.
Somebody says he also kind of looks like Tobey Maguire.
A little bit.
Do you feel comfortable saying how many altars you have?
At the last count, which was actually
Last
about
count.
2 weeks ago, I had 22, I think.
So she just keeps adding new ones? Why can't you just be like every wannabe female comedian and call them all characters and then suck at it that way?
Rob says Nin was diagnosed by a doctor in the UK. He's seen as a quack and will diagnose you with DID or just about anything for money.
Me too.
We're 9 people living
9.
in one body, so we went from 3.
Oh, so it's like the real world, except you're in one big ugly buddy. This is what happens when people stop taking their medication and start thinking it's several people.
To be fair, there's a 44% chance the show's going to get canceled.
That's this 44%. Every week we're going to remove a cast member. We're going to have a series of challenges. The challenge is don't put a in your mouth. If you can pass that challenge, you get to stay in the house.
To 9?
Yeah.
Over like 7 years?
I have 16. So there's 17 of us.
16 or 17?
And I bet
16 or 17?
And why is it, like, let me ask you something. If multiple personality disorder is actually a real thing, then explain to me why these have like 10 personalities and they're all boring. Why is it, like, if you have all these weird beings living inside of you, why aren't any of them ever interesting? Do you notice that? It's just the same boring putting on different outfits and saying things. There's not one personality inside of you that's like a card shark or a pool hustler
cool.
or a fucking murderer or somebody cool.
Hell yeah.
Why are all your personalities boring YouTubers?
Yeah, that's a good point. None of them are awesome.
Yeah.
Total.
Do any of them do
Ranging
magic
from
tricks?
That's
Four.
dude, even that would be cool.
I know.
Can you get the Penn Jillette personality for me? Or how about the Teller one and shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
How about that? Do you have a personality that's based on Teller where you sit there and don't speak?
Will you do all the work and get none of the credit?
It's pretty much true.
Eternal.
Poor guy.
She's really cool.
You know what though? He gets half the money. So that's all.
He does.
That's
It's
all that
50-50.
matters.
Yeah.
So who cares?
A lot of gum on this one. A lot of gum.
A lot of
Very gummy.
very Susan looking.
Very gummy. All right, look.
Is this Susan?
There might be Susan. Look, we're going to have to finish this at some point.
Do you have a
this week.
personality that pays people the money you owe them? Can we see that fucking personality, lady?
It depends if your last name has a precious metal in it.